In the mining, mineral processing, and cement industries, the vibrating screen is used to sort and clean materials. Held up by springs or other flexible supports at the corners, the frame often features a rotating shaft with an eccentric mass. The rotation of this mass produces unbalanced forces that cause the screen to vibrate, but it also produces high acceleration forces on the support bearings. The SKF solution? SKF Explorer spherical roller bearings VA405 for vibrating screens. With greater precision, more internal clearance, and a two-part cage with outer ring-centered guide ring, they're engineered to last longer and operate at cooler temperatures than conventional bearings. Before focusing on the demands of an eccentric rotating shaft, let's take a quick look at the more typical shaft system inside a fan or an impactor. Two bearings support a steady load from the shaft. Standard spherical roller bearings perform well, running cool in this application with a steady inner ring load. Now, look at how different conventional bearings perform with an eccentric rotating shaft in a vibrating screen. Normal application bearings with massive brass cages are often used to offset the increased forces. They perform adequately despite the rotating load, but their cage construction causes them to operate at warmer temperatures, which can reduce the bearing and lubricant service life. Now look at normal application bearings with roller-centered steel cages. Their cage design isn't strong enough to withstand the high vibrating forces, so these bearings run extremely hot. Not surprisingly, they don't last very long in vibrating screen applications. So, how do SKF Explorer bearings for vibrating screens compare? Thanks to greater precision and clearance, plus its two-cage design with an outer ring-centered guide ring, the SKF Explorer VA405 bearing is able to withstand the higher acceleration forces while operating at cooler temperatures. The result, as many customers who use SKF Explorer bearings in their vibrating screens report, is longer service life and reduced maintenance. Earlier, we noted that design limitations of one-piece or heavy brass cages reduce service life in vibrating screen applications. Now, let's see why. Support bearings are mounted in flanged housings bolted to the vibrating screen frame. The shaft expands as its operating temperature rises, usually resulting in extra forces and higher temperatures in the outer row of each bearing. In bearings with one-piece cages, the speed of the rotating shaft and bearing can drag the inner row of rollers, causing increased sliding, friction, and operating temperatures, and ultimately reduced service life. Now let's look at how SKF Explorer bearings for vibrating screens handle the same forces. Unlike bearings with one-piece or heavy machined cages, each row of rollers in SKF Explorer bearings has its own cage. These cages are supported by the specially designed outer ring-centered guide ring. This allows each row of rollers to rotate at their own speed, resulting in the lowest possible sliding, internal friction, and operating temperatures. The result, once again, is that the SKF Explorer VA405 bearing for vibrating screens offers longer service life and requires less maintenance than conventional bearings. Since their introduction in the mid-1980s, SKF bearings for vibrating screens have been helping OEMs and end users worldwide boost reliability and cut maintenance costs.